Well, I am super happy the Seahawks proved me wrong against the Chargers. So, week 7. Quite the week. And actually a week where I did get most of my predictions right. How about that? Yeah. I actually got more than 7 predictions right. I believe it went 10-4 or something. That's pretty good. Overall, yeah, it was a pretty good week for predictions, I would say. Oh yeah, and also you can see in the background, there is Sky right there. She hasn't been in a video in a while, and well, actually, this is not my original one. My original one popped because I was kind of sitting where the tail was, and I put too much pressure on it, and it just went. We tried to fix it with flex tape. That didn't work, so we just ordered a new one. And here she is. And here she is. As you can see, Sky, she's got her hat on, the scarf, all ready for another week of football. And let's just say this week's game is going to be tough. But we will get to that once we get to that game. But anyways, as you can see, Sky is ready. I am ready. I'm pretty sure all you all are ready. So let's get into our Week 8 predictions.
Let's get the party started! Hit it! There's something kinda creepy happening tonight. So call your favorite ghoulies and get your costume right.
They may look freaky, but I promise they won't bite.
And they say the place is haunted, but the dancing's a delight. It may look scary, but don't be afraid, 'cause nothing's what it seems at a monster party. It may look spooky, but don't have a fright, 'cause at this monster party we will rock all night. 'Cause nothing's what it seems at a monster party.
Anyways, guys, what is up? Thomas Freddy 12th Man Fan here, and welcome to my NFL predictions for Week 8. So, I was able to get back on track with Week 7, and now here we are again, on time for Week 8. I'm not really going to say anything else, so let's go right down to the field and get to our Week 8 predictions. Here we go. All right, kicking us off, Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime Video. We have the Baltimore Ravens going in to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh boy, I have not been on board with Tampa Bay this year. They lost to 2 games to 2 of the worst teams in the league, in my opinion. They lost to the Steelers and the Panthers. Something is definitely going wrong with that Tampa Bay team, and I'm just not feeling it with them. I'm going to take Baltimore to win this game. Hopefully, Tampa Bay does make this game interesting, knowing that Baltimore does like giving the game away sometimes, and they love making the game super close. I still think Baltimore is going to just barely squeak away with a win if Tampa Bay decides to show up. But we'll see. Maybe the Buccaneers prove me wrong and they bounce back with a win. But nonetheless, I'm taking the Ravens on this one. I'm not picking the Bucs until they actually show me that they're actually worth picking. Moving on, we got the third and final game in London for 2022. We have the Denver Broncos facing off against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars win. I'm not going to take the Broncos on this one. Broncos, they suck. And not to mention, Russell Wilson is also out. And overall, that Broncos team just has not looked good. They need some serious improvement. They did not win the trade again with Seattle. If I'm being honest, I think we won the trade and Denver lost the trade. But anyways, yeah, the Broncos don't look good. And the Jaguars, they actually look like a solid team. And I think this is a winnable game for Jacksonville. I think they're going to go into London and will beat the Broncos. Give me the Jaguars on winning in London. All right, moving on, kicking off our regular Sunday games. We got the Carolina Panthers going in to face the Atlanta Falcons. An NFC South matchup. The Carolina Panthers, they have not looked good for the most part. They did beat the Buccaneers, but still, I'm just not feeling it with Carolina. And they're going up against Atlanta, which is actually looking like a pretty solid team. I'm going to take the Falcons at home. I think I might sound crazy for doing this, but honestly, I think the Falcons actually look pretty good right now. Not to mention they're also leading the division, which as a whole, the NFC South has been an absolute dumpster fire this year. But I still think the Falcons are a slightly better team than Carolina. And plus, the Panthers don't even have Christian McCaffrey anymore, so that's definitely going to hurt them. And overall, I just think that team is just not ready. They just don't look good, in my opinion. I honestly don't trust them against this Atlanta team. I think the Falcons are going to take this one at home. Give me the Falcons. Moving on, we got the Chicago Bears going in to face the Dallas Cowboys. Oh boy, Chicago, you are in so much trouble right now. Dallas wins this game in probably an absolute blowout. I mean, seriously, I know the Bears beat the Patriots last week, but they're going up against one of the best defenses in the league. And ultimately, I think Dallas is better than the Bears. There is no way Justin Fields and the Bears are going to go into AT&T Stadium. They're going to go straight into Jerry's place and we'll take the win. I just don't see it. This is going to be a tough game for the Bears, and I think they're just going to get bullied the entire game. These are not the 2022 Patriots they're playing up against. In my opinion, the Patriots did not look that good on Monday night, and they probably don't look good at all. Dallas, on the other hand, looks pretty strong, and this is an easy winnable game for the Cowboys. I am taking Dallas to beat the Bears in an absolute blowout at home. Moving on, we got the Miami Dolphins going in to face the Detroit Lions. Now, I know Miami didn't look that good against Pittsburgh, but remember, this is the Detroit Lions they're playing up against. This should be a winnable game for Miami. I think they're going to win this game regardless. Detroit, they started off strong. They actually had promise, but then they just fell apart. They just absolutely fell apart. I don't know what happened to that Lions team, but it just doesn't look like they can do anything anymore. That Lions team just looks cooked right now. They do not look good. On the other hand, Miami doesn't look that bad. I think Tua and the Dolphins are going to be fine. With Tua back, I think things are going to get better, and this should be a pretty easy winnable game for Miami. Taking the Dolphins. Moving on, we got the Arizona Cardinals going in to face the Minnesota Vikings. Now, this game is probably going to be an absolute shootout. It might as well be an offensive, high-scoring game. But we do know the Vikings, they have pretty much not lost at home this year, and their record at home is really good ever since US Bank Stadium was built. I am going to take the Vikings on this one. I think it's going to be close. I think the Cardinals are going to try to do some. I think with DeAndre Hopkins back, I think that's really going to help them. But the Vikings, I think, still are a good team. And remember, the Vikings always seem to do pretty good do pretty good in the month of October. So I think they should be fine. I'm going to be taking the Vikings to win this game in a very close shootout against Arizona. Moving on, we got the Las Vegas Raiders going in to face the New Orleans Saints. I'm going to take the Saints on this one. In a battle between black and silver and golden, by black and silver and black and gold, I think the black and gold will take this one. And plus, the Saints, they're playing at home. They always seem to play pretty good at home. And the Raiders, overall, they are a pretty much struggling organization. And they have really not been that impressive. I think the Saints are going to take this one. It might as well be a pretty ugly game. But I'm going to take the Saints regardless. They are playing at home. Give me the Saints over the Raiders. Moving on, we got the New England Patriots going in to face the New York Jets. Ooh, I know a lot of you are gonna think I'm really dumb for this one. But guess what? I am going to take the Jets. For once, I actually believe in the Jets. For once, I actually believe them in beating New England. The Patriots looked awful against the Bears. They did not look good. They lost to one of the worst teams in the league. At this point, I am hoping that New York kicks their butt this week. After all these years, the Jets just being bullied by Belichick and the Patriots, I really want to see the Jets get their long-awaited revenge on the Patriots. And I hope it happens this week. The Jets actually look like a pretty promising team. They actually have been looking solid. I'm taking the Jets. You might make fun of me, but I'm taking the Jets. I'm going to take the Jets to win this game, but that doesn't mean it won't be easy. I think the Patriots will still make it interesting, but I'm taking the Jets. Give me the Jets beating the Patriots. I'm saying it right here, right now. Moving on, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers going in to face the Philadelphia Eagles. Easy. I'm taking the Eagles. I mean, seriously, the Steelers, they are not that good of a team. They almost beat Miami, but still, I think they will put up a fight. But remember, they're going into Philadelphia. They're going to be playing in Philly. It's going to be difficult for them to beat the Eagles. Not to mention, they're going up against Jalen Hurts. He is going to be one hard game. He's going to be one hard guy to contend with, and he's going to be super hard to contain. And that Eagles team just overall looks really good. I'm going to be taking the Eagles in probably a blowout. Maybe the Steelers get bailed out by the so-called high-end talent, but seriously, I do not see that. I'm probably expecting a blowout. I'm probably expecting a blowout here. I'm going to take the Eagles to win. They stay undefeated at 7-0. Moving on, we got the Tennessee Titans going in to face the Houston Texans. This game is probably not going to be that exciting. Both teams that are pretty much not that great. But the Titans, I think, are overall the better team. I think it's probably going to be an ugly win. But I think Tennessee is just going to probably barely beat Houston. Both teams overall just don't look that impressive. The Titans have just been kind of sloppy this year. And the Texans, I think the Texans, they're pretty much just looking to tank this year. I'm taking the Titans in probably an ugly game. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just taking the Titans. I literally have nothing to say about this game. Moving on, we got the Washington Commanders going in to face the Indianapolis Colts. Now, I would say this would be a revenge game for Carson Wentz, but Carson Wentz isn't playing. It's Taylor Heineke as the quarterback for the Commanders. And the Colts, they benched Matt Ryan. They were pretty much done with him. And I don't blame him. Matt Ryan, at times, he looks awful. Other times, he looks like an MVP contender. Matt Ryan was just back and forth, and the Colts were just not having it. So Matt Ryan, he's out of there. So they bring the next guy up, a new quarterback. I forgot his name, but I believe this will be like one of his first starts. I don't think this is going to be a win. I think the Commanders are going to take this one. And yes, I know the Commanders haven't been that great this year, but they're going up against a quarterback that really doesn't have that much experience. Well, Taylor Heineke, he has the experience, and I think Washington overall is just going to do better. Maybe the Colts surprise me, but I'm still taking Washington to win this game. Give me the Commanders. Moving on, we got an NFC West showdown. We got the San Francisco 49ers going in to face the Los Angeles Rams. Oh boy, here we go again. Oh, LA, LA, LA. I just cannot trust you on this one. I'm taking San Francisco to win. I seriously still do not trust the Rams playing against the 49ers at home. I just don't see it. Rams do not look good this year. It's been an absolute hangover for the Rams this year. This is just a straight-up Super Bowl hangover for the Los Angeles Rams, and I think it's just going to continue to affect them the entire season. And the 49ers, they did add Christian McCaffrey to their lineup as well, so I think that's going to help them. I overall think the Rams are just cooked this year. They just do not look good at all. I might as well say we do have a chance to beat them. And that is definitely saying something, because earlier in the year, I thought they were going to be the same elite Rams they were last year, but no, they are not the elite Super Bowl contender I thought they would be. They looked awful in their first game, and they still look bad. I'm not picking the Rams. I'm taking the 49ers to absolutely sweep the LA Rams this year. Give me the Niners. Moving on, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. This is our game. The New York Giants going up against my Seattle Seahawks. You know what, Sky? I'm probably going to say I don't feel too good about this game. Yes, I know, you can say it's the Giants, you could say it's the New York Giants, you can make the joke all you want, but this is not the same New York team that we've had the last several years. They actually look pretty good, and they're honestly one of the surprising teams of the season. And plus, we don't have DK Metcalf. That is going to hurt us. I think our defense still will try to do something, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I really want Seattle to prove me wrong, but there's just something about that Giants team, man. They just look so different. And yes, I think this is going to be a close game, like a lot of Seahawks games, but I think the Giants are just going to barely pull away with this one. The Giants are going to be 7-1. I never thought I would ever say that in my life. The Giants being 7-1. It's crazy. Anyways, I do not feel good about this game. I'm going to predict a loss here. I'm going to take an L. We will lose at home to the Giants. Seattle, please prove me wrong. Please, Seattle, prove me wrong. Please. And now, here we are. Sunday Night Football, the night before Halloween. 'Twas the night before Halloween. Two teams going up against each other. In Buffalo, Aaron Rodgers and the Pack enter the home of the Bills Mafia. And Aaron Rodgers better hope he doesn't get cracked like a table, because I certainly think he's going to. The Bills are going to absolutely destroy the Green Bay Packers. The Packers do not look good this year. Ever since Devontae left, that Packers team has just fallen apart. They lost to the Commanders, for crying out loud. And plus, even Aaron Rodgers doesn't believe in his own team. They are screwed. They are screwed for the foreseeable future, and they don't even have a quarterback besides Aaron Rodgers. I mean, seriously, that whole Packers team might as well just be screwed. I think the only way they're probably going to win this game is if they can run, but they're going up against one of the best defenses in the league. I honestly do not see that happening. Green Bay is just going to get eaten alive by the Bills. The Bills are hungry. They are furious. They want that Super Bowl. And they're coming off a bye. They're fully rested. They've awoken, and they are going to absolutely slay the Green Bay Packers. So with that said, Buffalo wins in an absolute blowout. They absolutely destroyed the Green Bay Packers in an absolutely high-scoring Buffalo win, with only Buffalo scoring a high amount of points, and Green Bay probably only scoring, I'd say, 10 or 17 points. Or maybe they only get a field goal. I don't know. But regardless, the Bills are going to win this game. Give me the Bills in a blowout. And last but not least, here is the Halloween special, I like to call it. October 31st on Halloween night, Monday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals going in to face the Cleveland Browns. Now, I would say this would be a good game if the Cleveland Browns can actually pass. Because if they can't make anything happening by Jacoby Brissett passing the ball, if they can't make anything happen, then the Bengals are just going to eat them alive. And honestly, I think that might just happen. There is just something about that Bengals team. I mean, seriously, they have really come alive. They absolutely destroyed the Atlanta Falcons, and they might as well do the same to the Browns. Joe Burrow is a very good quarterback. I think he's going to hook up with Jamar Chase. I think Joe Mixon will be running on that defense. And I think Nick Chubb will try to make something happen, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Cleveland to win the game. They could try, but I think the Bengals got this one. Give me the Bengals on winning on Halloween night. And ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There are my Week 8 NFL predictions. Do you agree or disagree with my predictions? Let me know down in the comments below. So that is pretty much going to do it. I'm not feeling too good about that game against the Giants. I think it's going to be tough. But I'm hoping and praying the Seahawks prove me wrong. Please, Seattle, you made it this far. You're really starting to prove me wrong. Please show me more that you can do. Well, anyways, me and Sky are going to close this one out. So, with that said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!
At this monster party, we will rock.